What's up everyone, it's your boy Neb-J back at it again, and today we're going to be looking at the new blaster pistol slash blaster rifle slash blaster sniper in Star Wars Battlefront, the A180. So I'm just going to be giving you guys a few sneaky tips and tricks that I've figured out from using it over the last week or so that Scarif has been out. I'm really enjoying it. It's a really cool weapon, but it definitely plays differently to all the other blasters, and you have to play quite differently to use it effectively. So that's what this video is going to be about. It's going to be a guide on what you can do to make sure you're killing it out there with the A180. So the A180 has 4 modifications. It has the pistol mode, the rifle mode, the sniper mode, and the ion mode. Now by far my favourite modification is definitely the rifle mode. Even without the damage buffs, the rifle does crazy damage. It has awesome accuracy at long distance. It has great damage. The damage doesn't really drop off much at all, so it's still quite an easy kill at range. In my opinion, the sniper mode is probably the best sniper in the game, seeing as it actually gets one-hit kills all the time, unless the opponent has Bodyguard or they have back to bombs. And this is because the scope has really good visibility. Like the pulse cannon is sort of green and a bit faded out on the sides, but the A180 sniper is really clear. And it's really crispy to shoot as well. The ion mode is, you don't use it too much, but when you do, it's quite handy. It's really good for taking out turrets and blaster cannons. I have a couple of examples of that in this video. And lastly, the pistol mode is quite decent. I wouldn't say that I would rate the pistol up there with the better pistols like the SC14C or the DH17, but the pistol is probably at the same level as maybe the DT12 or the DL18. So in saying this, when you're using the A180, in my opinion, the pistol should only ever be used as a last resort. It has a really small max damage radius, and so at distance, it is near useless. You should always swap to the rifle mode when it is available. So when the game starts, what I like to do is, I'll just swap straight to the rifle mode, or I'll swap to the sniper mode to get that quick spawn snipe off. Sniping from spawns it's pretty cool. Like, it's a bit of a throwback to the Modern Warfare 2 days where everyone would just snipe off spawn. Now in saying this, while the gun has a whole bunch of different awesome modifications and you can use the gun in many different ways, the obvious drawback is that you can't use star cards. So what this means is that you have to play much differently. You can't play quite as aggressively because you can't be healing up, you can't be jetpacking out of trouble. You have to sort of get yourself into positions where you can win gunfights and you aren't going to get caught in between lots of enemies. So you have to play much more carefully, and also the trait that you pick with your class is much more important. So after a lot of testing with a bunch of different traits and getting over 1,000 kills with the weapon, I actually figured out 2 traits that I really like and that work really well with the gun. So the first trait is the Bodyguard Trait, and the reason I say this is because this trait is based around survivability. So you obviously take less damage, you're not going to die as many times. So as I mentioned earlier, you can't actually play as aggressively with the A180. So when you do get in trouble, you don't have that second chance that you get with like maybe something like a back to bomb or a jetpack, also a personal shield, things like those. So with Bodyguard, it allows you to actually soak a lot more hits than usual. And so this is probably the best trait to use for people who are looking to get long kill streaks with the gun, or for people who are really focused on playing objectives or maybe playing Scarif and running the data tapes home, just because you're going to be targeted by a lot of enemies, so having that extra health is really going to help you out. And the second trait that's probably my favourite to use with the gun is the Bounty Hunter trait. So this is more for those players who are looking to get heaps of kills rather than big kill streaks. Those people who aren't really worried about dying too much and are really going to get into the action. So this trait is really, really amazing with this gun. And this is because it allows you to access its 2 most powerful modes much more frequently. So instead of refreshing your star cards quicker, it actually refreshes the modifications quicker. So at level 3, it takes only a few seconds for you to get the rifle mode back. So basically what this means is you can be using the rifle mode, get a few kills, and then when it runs out, you can switch to the sniper mode, maybe get a little snipe, and then by the time you finish using the sniper, the rifle mode is going to be back. So level 3 bounty hunter is awesome with this gun. And this is great because it means you are really only using the pistol as a last resort, which is something that I did touch on earlier. Something that I found actually worked really well with the A180 was when you play with a partner, if you have a partner who's willing to stick near you, or you're both going to stay close together, and is willing to use back to bombs on you, it's actually really helpful because you're able to get that healing without actually having it equipped yourself. So I had a friend who basically just followed me around with bounty hunter back to bomb. So every time I'd get hurt, he'd just chuck one down, which meant I was staying alive way longer and I was able to get way bigger kill streaks than usual. Anyways, while I really do enjoy using the A180, and I really do think it is quite a powerful gun, I feel like the drawbacks of having no star cards is a little bit too much to make me use the weapon, and I feel like it's going to hinder the weapon's use online with all the players. So something that I would like to see, which would make the weapon way more popular, is the ability to swap out certain modifications for star cards. So for example, if I could swap out the sniper mode for a jetpack, or I could swap out the rifle mode for the back to bomb, I would find myself using this gun much more. I do think that the ion mode probably should not be able to be swapped out, and that's just because everyone would swap it out, obviously, and then there would be less emphasis on both killing walkers, and also everyone would just be rocking the same loadout. Like no one would ever swap out the sniper mode or the rifle mode instead of the ion mode. So I think the ion mode should stay, and I believe that if DICE want to make this gun properly used and it's actually viable in the top tier of guns in Battlefront, the rifle mode and the sniper mode should be able to swap out with star cards. So just to recap, my 3 main points are to use the rifle mode and the sniper mode as much as possible and only use the pistol as a last resort. Use the Bodyguard trait or the Bounty Hunter trait, and play much more carefully, strategically, and with a partner if possible. So that's my guide to using the A180. Enjoy the gun, enjoy the DLC, and I'm looking forward to seeing a lot of people using this gun out on the Battlefront. Catch you later, guys.